Body language. When the body informs us of the next danger, heart attacks are symptoms that should not be neglected at all. Among the most dangerous diseases spreading during the 21st century are cardiovascular diseases, especially heart attacks, followed by oncological diseases, blood sugar diseases, and respiratory diseases during the last decade. These diseases become younger, which means that they have begun to attack and kill young people. On the other hand, experts confirm that more than 50% of people have been exposed to pre-traumatic symptoms, which are a great predictor of cardiovascular disease. Its symptoms may last for a period of days to some weeks, which means that in most cases it was possible to predict and avoid heart attacks. If the person acted more carefully for his personal health. Here, in this video, we have collected a set of symptoms that may be a great indicator of heart disease, so that you can identify them in advance and treat them before they kill you, which should not be ignored at all. Please follow the video to learn about these symptoms of what can save your life and your family from dangerous diseases. By the way, our friends, do not forget to follow our channel to receive all new and useful tips for you. First, the first symptom is the general weakness. Many people who have had a heart attack noticed that not so long ago they felt symptoms of general weakness. And it may be in the form that they simply were not able to hold a simple thing with their hands. They felt a sense of loss of strength and weakness, as if they had fallen ill with viral respiratory infections. We certainly cannot accuse any weakness we feel of heart disease. But if all other causes of weakness are excluded, and we previously suffered from heart problems, we should actually go to a cardiologist immediately. Second, fatigue and burnout. Feeling of fatigue when you wake up in the morning from sleep but you still feel exhausted and tired. And when you cannot work properly when you're sitting to do any work and feel as if you need some rest before you start. Or when you come back from your job and feel unusually broken and tired. With each day this fatigue accumulates in our bodies continuously. Once again, this fatigue may be caused by other causes, including psychological reasons as well. But on the other hand, we may be one of the warning symptoms of heart attacks and heart disease. And such symptoms are caused by poor functioning of the heart muscle and lack of nutrition for the blood vessels of the brain and lungs. Next, it is shortness of breath. If you suffer from breathing difficulties, this is not a joke. For example, if you did a small physical effort such as walking a few steps, for example, or carrying a small bag from one point to another, nothing extraordinary, and you felt tired and extreme shortage of breath. Or you climbed the next floor stairs and felt that you have exhausted your energy, inhale the air with great effort. In short, if any small physical exertion is accompanied by shortness of breath and extreme exhaustion, then this is definitely a direct invitation to visit the doctor. Because in this case the defect of blood circulation will reduce the delivery of oxygen to the lungs, and this calls for shortness of breath and a feeling of suffocation. Going on, the next point is feeling dizzy. The issue here is related to the proper functioning of the brain. This requires the stability and quality of the blood circulation feeding the brain with oxygen. In fact, the brain is one of the most voracious organs, as it consumes approximately 20% of the oxygen in the body. If the blood supply to the brain is weak, this will directly affect the condition of our body in general. Here, heart attacks are always accompanied by a feeling of dizziness and the subsequent loss of consciousness. Therefore, if you feel dizzy and cannot determine the cause of this, it is an additional indication for a visit to a cardiologist. Let's continue. Chest pain. It can appear quickly and disappear at the same speed. Especially for this reason and the short time of influence, people do not pay attention to it and neglect it. This is a mistake because they will realize its impact when it becomes too late. And when sudden severe pain occurs in the chest area, here we must raise the alarm and go as quickly as possible to the cardiologist, because it is the most important sign of the approaching heart attack. The next symptom is a cold sweat. It is when our body covered by cold sweat, for example when you are going for some rest and sit down to relax. And if the sweat invades your body as if you did a great physical effort or a stressful sport, this is a strong signal that should be taken in consideration and not neglected in any way. And head to the doctor immediately. The following symptoms should be noted. That they are indicative of heart problems and may be problems in other parts of our body. And here it is necessary to mention this so that you do not think that they are indications only of problems related to the heart attack. Sleep-related problems. Of course, sleep problems and insomnia take a more psychological turn, but in many cases, they may be caused by heart problems. Next, coughing. We do not deny that coughing is an indicator of problems in the respiratory system, i.e. the lungs and airways. And here if there are no problems in the respiratory system, what doctors focus on directly after that is the stomach and esophagus because it is the acidity of stomach fluids. It affects the esophagus and this stimulates the cough, and this is one of the well-known causes of coughing, but if it is not the case, coughing may be a clear indication of heart problems as well, especially if it is accompanied by splashing of blood in the sputum. In any case, a cough that was not caused by respiratory or stomach problems is an indication of looking at the heart. The following symptom is leg swelling. Of course, leg swelling is not necessarily a direct indicator of heart problems because it often provides an indication of kidney problems, but in some cases, the problem is directly related to the heart and blood vessels, especially if it coincided with anorexia. Here it should be noted that if a person suffers from leg swellings and the kidneys are examined and were clear from problems and do not suffer from excessive salt consumption here, you must go to a cardiologist. Finally, when should I go to the doctor? When you feel any symptoms in the chest area such as pressure, tingling, or discomfort, taking into account that 80% of these pains cover up with nerve-related problems, but the remaining 20% are presented as an indication of heart problems, and here it is necessary to link these pains to problems cardiac, especially when accompanied by muscle exertions. If this increases its association with cardiac problems, as well as if it is directed towards the left shoulder, hand or neck, and if these pains disappear during times of rest. These are the symptoms that may be an indication of the imminent arrival of a heart attack. Among the striking and urgent symptoms is that the person with shortness of breath is swelling of the legs together. And also we can measure the heart rate per minute and blood pressure in the while resting, and if your upper blood pressure measurement is from 140 or higher, you are automatically in the risk group, and also for the pulse, the normal heart rate is 60 to 80 beats per minute. If your heart rate in resting states is less or higher than that, you should pay attention to heart problems. Certainly, our general condition should not be neglected. If we suffer from fatigue, dizziness, and nausea, and this is not related to nutritional problems or food poisoning, then it is an additional reason to go to a cardiologist for examination. By the way, do you have previous experience with these symptoms or any of them? Write below in the comments to help other people, or if you have any inquiries. And don't forget us to follow by subscribing to the channel.